Hey guys, what's happening? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching and all that kind of stuff. So I'm in Seattle. I'm walking around and about to take some photos here. And I was going to do a little vlog about a new prime lens that I got, but I think I'm going to save that for another time. And instead, I was just eating and I started thinking about something, and I kind of wanted to talk about that. So I hope you humor me. But it's something I think that we all face as creative individuals, and that's just overcoming our fear of putting our work out there for public consumption. So the reason I'm thinking about this is because my wife sent me something and said, hey, I sent you this thing on Instagram. So I went to look at it and I realized I hadn't opened Instagram in about 6 weeks. And the truth is I don't miss it. In fact, I made a video about sort of detoxing from social media, and Instagram is a big part of that. And I didn't really spend ever a whole lot of time on the platform, but I definitely have curbed that significantly because I haven't been on in 6 weeks. But that was one of the things I didn't like about it, was that it started to become, I felt like something that was all about showing off and comparing yourself to others, and I just kind of think that's more destructive than helpful. I just want to kind of compare myself to my former self, right? Am I getting better? Am I getting more creative? Am I taking risks and doing things like that? And I don't think the platform really encourages that. I think it encourages some uniformity. You've probably seen I think it's called Insta Repeat, where it shows so many people taking basically the same photo of, in different locations, but the same style of photo. And so, again, I just don't think that's healthy from a creative standpoint. And that's the main reason I post mostly on Flickr now, which is where you can find me. I'll put a link down below. I feel encouraged on Flickr to do different things, try creative things, and just experiment and share those. And the truth is, unlike Instagram, where I felt like every photo had to be better than the previous, I don't feel that way at all on Flickr. I feel like it's totally fine just to post anything you want. Because the truth is, every photo that you take or process or whatever is not going to be better than the one you just did. You're not going to get successively better photos every single time. That's just impossible. So that leads me to the next point, which is really that chasing popularity is like the wrong idea. You can never predict that, and there's no possible way to know. I've got countless photos. Well, that's probably the wrong number, but I've got a number of photos that I put on Flickr that I thought were just okay, and somehow they hit their Explore page and got popular. And that's not me trying to brag, that's just me stating that I put out a photo that I thought was only okay, and yet plenty of people thought it was nice enough to, vote it up or whatever you call it on Flickr. So it's just completely unpredictable. And so I think chasing popularity is, it's an impossible goal. It's one you're never going to be satisfied with, because you're always going to be chasing, because it's unpredictable and you have no control over the results, right? You can't make a photo that's popular every time, and you can't make it popular. I think a more admirable goal, and one that's achievable and one that's going to give you satisfaction, is drive satisfaction out of your work, right? Enjoy the process. Make yourself happy first, and it doesn't matter what other people think, because you don't have control over it anyway. And so this is art. I think it ought to be fun and enjoyable, and therefore that ought to be the goal. And so that's allowed me, I personally have fear about sharing my work. I'm sure a lot of other people do. I put photos out all the time, and I'm like, it's not really that good. Maybe, I do all these videos about how to make better photos, and I think people might think, oh gosh, I expect every photo Jim produces to be, really well done in certain areas because he's good at color or whatever it may be. But I post a lot of photos on Flickr that are just kind of meh, And the truth is, you don't take great photos every time. A lot of people just take a lot of average photos most of the time. Even the people that my heroes, they take some okay photos. They take some banger, amazing photos, but they take some okay photos too, and this is normal. So I personally try to make my goal just to be happy with what I'm producing, and I think that ought to be enough. So there's a quote that I've heard, and I'm going to butcher it slightly, I'm sure, but I think it's really appropriate, and that is that it goes something like this. Like, at age 20, you're concerned about what other people are thinking about you, and at age 50, you don't really care what other people are thinking about you. But at age 80, you realize that they were never even thinking about you in the first place. And I think that's true. People are going to look at your work if you share it. And when I'm talking about sharing it, I choose to share it on the virtual walls of the internet gallery, or whatever you want to say, right? I share it online, but you might be sharing them in a gallery, right? Or maybe you have your own store, or maybe you have, got to deal with a coffee shop or something, and you hang things there. But, regardless, I just think it doesn't matter, because people are thinking more about themselves most of the time than they are about things like this. And so we worry and have fear, if you will, about, oh my God, is it good enough? And the truth is, it is good enough. So share your work. I think it's fun. Have fun out there, make yourself happy, and that's what matters most. in all of this, because it is art, and I think it should make you happy. Okay, friends, that's it. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. It's getting to be about sunset, or close, and it's time to get these prime lenses out of my backpack here and start shooting. So hopefully I've been able to get some decent shots and sprinkle them throughout this video. And if you don't think they're decent shots, that's okay too. I took them anyway, and I had fun doing it, and that was the point of tonight. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you soon, friends. Take care, and adios.